Good afternoon and welcome. Today's webinar, Best Billing Practices, is hosted by the ABA Legal Technology Resource Center and will be presented by Bruce Palicki from Tabs 3. Bruce has worked for 20 years at Software Technology Incorporated, which is the maker of Tabs 3 and Practice Master software. Bruce has held many positions in the company, including Quality Assurance Manager, Technical Support Supervisor, and Systems Trainer. Currently, Bruce is the Product Manager and is responsible for managing all project development and maintenance activities. He works closely with the product development team to oversee the creation and production of new features and the software development lifecycle. So thank you again for joining us, and Bruce, take it away.
Thanks, Joshua. I know that everybody is busy, and so I do plan to keep today's presentation under 30 minutes. So I'm happy to stay on the line after the presentation to answer any questions that people may have. And Joshua did give you a little bit of my background information. I do also want to give you some information or background information on our company and our products, which are Tabs 3 and Practice Master, which they make up an award-winning suite of software products ranging from billing to practice management and check writing to trust accounting. Lawyers have been using Tabs 3 since 1979, and that's before IBM was even making personal computers. And today we have over 10,000 law firms across the country that use our software. And over the past 30 years, we have learned what you must do to successfully bill for your time so that you get paid. And that's what we're going to discuss today, so let's go ahead and get started. The webinar is going to focus on 3 specific billing practices, what I call the ABCs of best billing practices. First of those is accountability. Second is billing. And then third is collections. Our goal for today's session is to teach you how to work smarter, get paid faster, and reduce write-offs. First topic that I'm going to touch on is the accountability part, and that includes 3 different things. Tracking your time, reviewing the pre-bills, and attorney productivity. Just like anybody else, most attorneys dislike the accountability aspect of their job, but they view it as a necessary evil. Whether you track your time, hourly, flat fee billing, or you do contingent billing, it's vital to the financial health of your firm that you track your time daily. Even for non-billable work, the most successful firms can account for every hour so that they know how they're spending each day and can make better time estimates. So regardless of your billing method, tracking your time will help you know which matters, clients, and areas of practice are the most lucrative. Over 80% of attorneys' billable time falls into one of these 4 categories: creating documents, going to appointments, sending emails, or making phone calls. Many attorneys put off recording their time until the last minute. They treat it as if it's a little bit of an afterthought, or they record their time in a cursory or non-descriptive manner. And we all know that good timekeeping practices can lead to greater efficiency and productivity, but they can also help you prevent later problems such as fee disputes. So the real key is finding out how we can become better timekeepers. And here's my best billing practices tip number 1. The key to becoming a better billing timekeeper is to make time tracking less time consuming. Easier said than done, right? We're going to go through some different things that you can do. And the first step really is to make yourself work smarter. And that's, again, easier said than done, but there are several ways we're going to show you that you can take advantage of things that you already have available to you. You have records of everything you do. You have your calendar records. You have email messages in your inbox, sent messages folder. Your computer has a list of the documents you recently worked on. Your phone can probably show you all the phone calls that you've made and received. And you can leverage that information by using different resources. Some of those are timers, what we term toolbar plugins, simply converting existing records to fees, and recording things in journals. A lot of attorneys do start out using timers. They are a great tool to help you track your time as you go and allow you to easily turn billable hours into fees. Another way to work smarter is to install what I term a toolbar plugin. And a plugin, basically, it helps facilitate the exchange of information easily between applications. Practice Master provides toolbar plugins for most of the programs you use, such as Outlook, Word, Adobe, Excel, and WordPerfect, allowing you to easily create Practice Master journal records, fee records, calendar records from within those programs. As an example, you can send or receive an email. When you do that, it can be saved to Practice Master as a journal for the actual associated client or contact, since Outlook or your email system is not really a client-centric system generally. And then when you're reviewing your calendar, you have the option to convert that event or task to a fee. If you're scanning a document or saving a document, you can click a button to create a doc management record to track that in the system as well. Or if you're researching online, we have toolbars for Internet Explorer to click a button to add a fee to go for that time. And then finally, if you're reviewing a document, you can click a button and automatically schedule a calendar event to meet with your client. A lot of ways that you can use your existing software and work a little bit smarter and track what you're doing throughout the day. Here's an example of the journal that is available in Practice Master. We call it Matter Manager. Once you journal that information, you can see a list of all the activity for a matter. And you can easily see items that haven't been turned into fees by looking for the timer icon to the right of the list. My best billing practice tip number 2 is to make use of technology that makes sense. Take the time to analyze how you work, then figure out a better way to accomplish whatever it is you're doing in a less time-consuming way by leveraging that technology. Another thing that you can do is consider time and activity tracking software products like Prometa, Proximity. There's others out there that create what I call an all-activity log. And basically what's happening is that your computer can tell you how much time you spend working on all of those items as well, whether it's an email or a Word document or website. The activity log, like this one from Prometa, gives you a list of what you have done, so you know exactly how you've spent your time or you've spent your day. When you're not in the office, make use of different mobile technology. There are a lot of smartphone apps out there for time tracking. When you have a tablet, generally you can get mobile access to your data anywhere you can connect to the internet. We have a product called Tabs Reconnect that gives you access to your client and contact information, your fee and cost entry, personal and your firm-wide calendar, and much more using your iPhone, an Android device, iPad, laptop, or even an Apple computer. My best billing tip number 3 is to get software that makes tasks easy for everyone. It's easy to look at that individual app and increase what you're doing, but take a look at what the firm can do to make it easier for everyone in the office to do a better job of tracking their time. I would recommend you start with time and billing software. Using time and billing software is really the most reliable way to make sure that attorneys and paralegals bill on time, and it also helps reduce unreported billable time. It allows firms to minimize the manual and the clerical effort in the billing process. It helps partners understand how the law firm is actually performing. Billing software usually tracks both your hours worked and hours to bill, as well as non-billable time, ensuring all your hours are booked. It also allows you to capture your expenses and provides useful reports to stay on top of your billing, and then to analyze what's happening daily, weekly, monthly, when you're looking at your billable and your non-billable time. When it comes to time tracking, there are many systems that can work. Paper timesheets work for years, but some of the new computer programs work very well. And really the bottom line here is that the most important thing is to decide on a system that works for everyone and then commit to it. You really have to get that commitment and have the firm really commit to using that software or using that technology to track their time. My best billing practices, fourth tip is when you're doing the time entry is to enter the time as if you had to pay the bill. When you're reviewing your pre-bills, sit back and ask yourself, would I pay this bill? In addition to verifying the accuracy in billing, pre-bill review is vital to ensuring that you are communicating the value that you provide to your client. So draft your bills so that they communicate your efforts and are visually presented in a way that makes your clients grateful for your services that you're providing. Clients are more likely to pay if the bill is clear and concise and they know exactly what they're paying for. You should make it a habit that you review all unbilled time and expenses by timekeeper or client, and also pay attention to how long it has gone unbilled. Timing is very important when reviewing your pre-bills. The faster attorneys can turn them back to accounting, the faster invoices will go out to the client, which will help shorten the receivable cycle. It's important to establish policies regarding the submission of timesheets and timely review of pre-bills. So if you don't have a policy in place, you really need to step back and take a look at what makes sense. Whenever you're implementing policy, of course, you have to, in this case, you have to find out what's the suitable requirements for your billing cycle, whether that's monthly, bi-monthly, whatever it is. You have to find a system that's acceptable to all timekeepers. And really the key is when you're doing that, you have to make sure that whatever policy you're implementing, that the odds are high for everybody to comply. But once that policy is in place, make sure you keep up on it and that things don't extend beyond your weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly due date. Because if you don't enforce that, it just invites sloppy timekeeping behaviors, which really need to be avoided. The other thing you need to do is you must plan for and actually make time for the billing. The billing process rarely happens in one day. It's common to have stacks of client statements in your inbox waiting to be approved. But if you take the time to keep on top of your billing, you'll soon find out that you will get paid faster. The final aspect of accountability is attorney productivity. Hundreds of hours can be spent on a case, but your bottom line will not improve if that time is never billed or if the firm is absorbing costs that are associated with that case. So keep your eye on the firm's productivity by reviewing your billing systems reporting, which can be by client and attorney and, as we said at the onset, area practice. You really need to know the difference between hours worked and hours billed, and to make sure that you are not unnecessarily writing off fees and costs. Billing aspect, I can tell you aside from the accuracy of the bill, the one thing that matters most in getting clients to pay is getting your bills out quickly. Timely billing is vital for generating streamlined cash flow. Cash flow is basically the flow of spendable money into your business and then back out again. It's not the same as profit or loss. Believe it or not, a company can be very profitable while experiencing cash flow problems that drive it into bankruptcy. You could earn $20,000 this month, but if you don't get paid until January, you could run out of cash in your account. So cash flow is really key to keep an eye on. And in order to maintain a streamlined cash flow, you really need to do two things. You need to bill promptly, and you need to bill regularly. Imagine receiving a bill yourself from a vendor for services that were performed 6 months ago. Chances are you feel that if receiving payment was terribly important, that they would have billed you long before now, and probably paying this vendor is not at your topmost priority. And your clients feel the same way. Be prompt in your billing. Your clients will in turn return the favor. Your clients also expect to receive their bills from you on a regular basis, and your billing cycle should be predictable so that the clients can be prepared to pay for your services. Process your invoices on a regular basis, whether that's monthly or biweekly or whatever it is, and send them to your clients at the same time each month so they know that they should be expecting that bill. One way you can expedite that billing process is to consider emailing statements. Many billing programs can automatically email statements. They can produce PDF statements that automatically are attached to the bills with different email templates for every attorney in the firm or each client, and they can even password protect those for security purposes. Emailed statements obviously get to a client faster, and it makes it easier for them to quickly reply if they have any questions about the bill itself. Everything's fresh usually in their mind at that point. You would really be surprised at what a difference getting the statements out a few days earlier can make and how much time you need to spend on collections. Office managers tell me that the only thing that they hate more than collecting time from all the attorneys is prodding clients to pay their bills. You may have provided tons of services and have a fistful of invoices to show for it, but you can't spend those invoices or pay employees or suppliers with them. Unfortunately, just sending an invoice doesn't always result in getting paid. And if a client's account becomes overdue, how long do you wait before sending them to collections? The longer they go without paying, the less they remember the details and extent of your services, and the less likely they are to pay. The results of a recent survey of members of the Commercial Collection Agency section of the Commercial Law League of America shows that at 3 months delinquent, 27% of accounts receivable will not be collected. And at 6 months delinquent, 43% of your accounts receivable will never be recovered. And if you extend that out to 12 months, 75% of your delinquent accounts will have to be written off. So if you don't currently have one, you need to develop a consistent accounts receivable policy. Review what your firm is doing right now and document it. And take that, write your policy out. Really, if you do want your clients to know what's expected, you do have to have a detailed policy in place. And it's really crucial to the collaborative effort between you, the attorney, and the clients. It's a good idea to include terms of payment in engagement letters. And then on your part, you really do need to run accounts receivable reports monthly and act immediately on collecting those past due balances. This takes us to our tip number 5 of best billing practices, and that is simply keep good clients. Now, it's important to know your clients and to know what a good client is, and the way to do that really is to run different reports. Most successful law firms, they'll keep a list of their top clients for billings, but you also need to know who your top clients are in collections and check it every month. Know who brings in the revenue for your firm, whose business is actually costing your firm money. And that can be at various levels, not just at the matter level, but also the area practice level as well. If you want to get paid right away, one other tip is that you must give your clients payment options. Really, you need to have a plan to get paid before you take on your clients. You need to get money in advance if you feel that that's going to be a slow pay or a no pay type client. If they're an existing client, especially before you do any additional work, you need to look at what payment options you can offer. You may want to consider setting up payment plans if you don't do that presently. But another option is to consider allowing firms to accept credit cards for payment. And if you don't accept credit cards right now, I know that some people are reluctant to do that, and I'm not suggesting that you put the Visa and MasterCard stickers on your front door, but what I would suggest is this, that you do get a merchant account so that you can accept credit cards. And then when your office needs to make collection calls, you can let those clients know that you can take their payment now, right over the phone. And in those cases, it's really worth the additional charge to get paid and to be done with it. And by accepting credit cards, you will offer your clients a convenient way to pay, which really will help you get paid faster. It's going to reduce those write-offs, and it really does help you spend less time collecting those past due billings. My final billing tip, tip number 6, is to automate as much of the billing process as possible. It's really vital to your billing processes that they're streamlined, and unfortunately in many organizations this is far from the case. Many can struggle with manual methods for submitting and reviewing hours, coordinating those approvals, processing expenses, and much more. And these all factor into slow cash flow, and they really hinder profitability just as much as clients who pay late. So in order to control the cash flow, you really do need to make sure that, number one, you're entering your time efficiently and accurately, that you bill for your time quickly, and that you collect on your billings. And this really is an ongoing process that involves review and improvement, which is the first step of what we're talking about today. Step back, take a look at the processes that you're doing for entering time, reviewing that time with pre-bills. Also look at your billing processes, whether you can improve those. In addition to that, the collection process, how quickly do you jump on that, and what procedures are in place. Look at all of those processes that are in place and mark areas for improvement. When necessary, generate new policy. The key there is that you got to have the commitment to it. So you do have to make sure that you get the right people on board. That takes some planning, and then the implementation itself can be, again, somewhat tricky, but it will pay off. Finally, don't stop there. This is a constant process that requires ongoing evaluation. There's always room for improvement, but your firm must be open to making those types of changes. I hope that you enjoyed today's presentation, that some of my ideas and comments make a difference in your firm. It may be one of my suggestions, maybe something that's been rattling around in the back of your mind looking for a time to come out. However it happens, I hope that you come up with some good ideas during our time today, and that you take a few minutes out of your busy day, shut down your Outlook, put your smartphone in a drawer, and really think about a billing practice that you would like to change, and you will find ways to make that a better process and to make a difference.
And we want to thank you all for attending. Keep an eye out for more webinars that LTRC will be sponsoring. We'll have one every single month at the very least. And again, thank you. And thanks, Bruce.
Yeah, thank you, Josh, for setting everything up and allowing us the opportunity to present this today. And I hope in the future that if you have any questions, you certainly give us a call and we can continue the conversations. Thanks again.